morning. My name is Umair Nawaz Khan, and today we are going to present contract law case. In contract law case, I am going to discuss about the issues. The first issue is whether Allen's actions lead to misrepresentation when he stated the fact and opinions related to the business turnover to Jane. Whether Allen committed any breach of his contractual duty, whether James may capable enough of identify the difference between Allen's oral and written statements, whether Jane could bring a legal action against Allen for misleading her. Second is I am going to discuss about the rules of contractual law. People could not have deceptive behavior that may be misleading or deceptive business or commerce. A statement includes a statement of facts and should encourage someone to sign a contract. An agent must prove that this statement is his part in the contract and that is signed it. If a person has a misleading claim partly because of the damage or injury, the damage could be reduced. The representative does not need to verify the financial information provided to him. The agent must indicate the actual distortion has been performed. If the actual declaration or expression of opinion are merely representative knowledge and the person represented does not know the facts, the false statement is satisfied Land or House Property Corporation. Now I will call Abid to continue the rest of the presentation. Abid, please, can you?
It's Mohammad Abid Khan. When Adams expressed his opinion on the turnover, this behavior, and discovered Jane and she agreed to sign a contract with him. It could be analyzed the Allen action could deceive Jane about the rotation of ACL. So, who could sign the contract? Vixen in 1927 AC 177. Jane must prove that Allen's declaration led her to be part of the contract and that she both would be partially attributed to Jane, which could lead to in his term section, and it could be analyzed that Jane does not need to prove the information that Allen promote her to buy a travel agency and sign a contract, Dairy versus Pig. It could be analyzed Allen made a distribution before signing a contract, that is a travel agency contract. The billing is and misperception was committed by Allen as he provided misleading information to Jane. Allen also breached his contractual duty. Jane had the legal capacity to identify the difference between Allen's oral and written statement. Therefore, she could bring a legal action against Allen for misleading her. And by applying the common law. And now I'm going to call my next member is Sohail. Please continue this.
Start.
Hello, this is Mohammad Sohail. Now I am going to present our part B of the presentation, and it is corporation law case. And now I'm going to discuss the issues. The first issue is whether a company could be registered as a public company or as a priority company when it has $10 million gross revenue with 20 employees and as a 5 million gross asset. And the second issue is whether the employees and gross revenue could change company's categorization from a small priority to a large priority company at financial year's end. And the third issue is how much time it takes for a company to change its category. And the last issue is whether Anzac Coffee could be a legal name for the company. So now I'm going to discuss about the rules for the company. And a private company has been a company with a total of 50 shareholders. And the second rule for this issue is if a private company during the fiscal year compiles with a consolidated fiscal year with a consolidated income for less than $25 million or the total asset less than $12.5 million. A company is considered to be a small private company if it has less than 50 employees. A private company is a large company if the consolidated income of the company is $25 million or the company total assets are $12.5 million or if the company has more of 50 employees according to section 45A. Most large private companies must provide audit accounts. If the Australian Security and Investment Commission issue an order or an audited financial statement is required, and if ASIC has no orders, members with 5% of the share with voting rights could order prepaid audit financial statements. The use of certain paraphrase and word of restrictions requires the consent of the correspondent government or department agency. Part 4 and 5 of Schedule 6 of Corporate Regulations use the bank, banker, credit union and of friendly society. Now my other friend will continue the presentation from here. Thank you.
Good morning. I am going to discuss the part B, in which I am going to discuss topic application on the behalf of Umair Malik. He is a fourth group member. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to present the presentation. So, applications. The company with total assets of 5 million and total income of 10 million with 20 or less employees would be registered as a small private company. If the company total asset increased 13 million, the total estimated turnover would be 26 million. When number of employees workers would increase, which is 66, the classification of company would change from small private company to large private company. Australian Security and Investment Commission is authority that would register the company as small private company. If shareholders' obligations are limited, the company would treat it as PTB Limited company. If they face off level of responsibility for paying corporate debts, they offer great protection to the shareholders. If shareholders' responsibility are not limited, the company would become unlimited private company. The company name does not include Anzac Coffee, and in this case must obtain the consents of all relevant institutions, Part 4 and 5 of Schedule 6 of Corporation Regulation. If Anzac Coffee is registered with ASIC, the application rule would be violated with the registered a company name. Next part I am going to discuss is conclusion. The total income of the company is $10 million and the total asset is $5 million, of which 20 employees. The company must be registered with ASIC as a private company. At the end of the fiscal year, the total income and the number of employees and employed could change the classification of any company from small private company to large private company. Companies with increase in total income and employment for 5 years would not remain in a small category and would change the increase in total income and total asset. Based on ASIC, the company name could not include NZEC Coffee. So that's all for the presentation. Thank you very much.